Hi, I'm Sophie Georgie.
Hi, I'm Lamana Jaz, and we're going to be talking about global perspectives and how businesses are affected by aging populations.
Okay. Britain's ageing population is said to be rising due to adapting to certain trends within the economy, as well as social and political matters. This therefore leads to potential UK citizens being able to live longer lives. The two what is said to be called megatrends, in which causes the demographics changes, are decline in fertility rate, which means that there are fewer women in Britain having children than in past generations, and a continuing increase in longevity. This means that there has been an advance in healthcare, therefore leading to citizens in Britain living longer lives. Facts that were recently stated by the UK government indicated that a third of kids that were born in 2012 had been predicted to live to see their 100th birthday. This figure really does indicate just how much the ageing population has increased within the UK. More data found that between 1901 and 2010, the number of people aged 40 and older trebled from 9.7 million to 13.8 million, showing around a 21 million increase in life expectancy. However, an astonishing figure illustrated that for the first time ever in 2007, the population of people in Britain aged over 65 outnumbered the amount of citizens who were under 16. After the referendum and the conclusion of Brexit, the United Kingdom had experienced one of its worst ever decreases in the pound in over 30 years, therefore leading to dramatic changes in business firms and the economy. Demographic age figures stated that the vast majority of citizens that were older voted to leave the EU, therefore stating that the lower percentage were the younger generation that voted to stay. There is a big conflict in how high percentage of individuals and firms believe the weaker pound is a benefit to them. Of course, businesses who deal with exporting and selling goods abroad, it simply means that businesses can sell their goods cheaper, which in hindsight could benefit profit margins by potential income increasing. Nevertheless, it is normally seen as the bigger companies to benefit from this impact due to the majority of British exports being valued quite high, therefore making prices fixed instead of flexible. This means that overall businesses that are UK based and trade overseas are more likely to benefit from the decrease in the pound.
Moving on from this point, another argument to justify the benefits of the pound decreasing in value is the whole hype of tourism. Of course, if the pound is weak, it will instantly attract tourists, making the UK great for holiday makers as well as generally looking more appealing to travel to. This is all due to the fact from the other currencies stand higher on conversion, making tourists have more disposable income when traveling to the UK. Consequently, this means that businesses within tourism industry are bettering off from the decrease in the pound and making more profit. This will then lead to individuals having more disposable income that can be spent on leisure and better their lives. The other side of this argument is how businesses are seriously affected by the decrease of the pound and becoming weaker. Why it was such a negative effect on these states of sales or even brands for a business that imports, unfortunately, is far more expensive for UK businesses to import goods. A quote that came from the Brexit minister himself, David Davis, stated that the UK currently import £59 billion more than Europe than we export, showing just how tight profit margins are regardless of how good the business is specialising. In terms of employment within the UK, foreign workers will be less attractive to work in the UK due to the pound decrease in value. This will mean that potential UK residents are forced to look for new jobs abroad depending on their job role, due to demonetization becoming high in other countries. This is all due to individuals' standard of living decreasing and people not having enough disposable income to spend on luxury goods or services to benefit their own lives. Overall, in contrast to aging population, the United Kingdom stands at the 25th largest in the world. This means that there are more elderly citizens living longer in the UK and a fewer younger generation. This is all due to the pound decreasing, resulting in individuals working more to earn a living than regenerating population. We'll be now looking at Japan. Japan is the world's leading and largest country with the highest volume of aging population. With over more elderly living in the country than any other country, a recent research showed that a percentage of 26.3% of residents in Japan were aged over 65 or 65. The research also showed that the percentage is to increase steadily as the years progress. It stated that the percentage will increase to 32.2% by 2030. However, on the other hand, the percentage of the younger generation is decreasing, as results show that individuals aged of 15 to 64 has decreased by 4% between 2000 to 2010. Japan is also seeing a decline structure in the amount of wages being paid to employees. The reason for this is because of businesses not being able to earn enough income and money and not having enough workers to make the company business. This is all resulted due to the high age population of 65s and over, who are unable to conduct labour work and any sort of employment. Therefore, this is another factor why the unemployment rate in Japan is a high volume due to the population of individuals being 65 or over. Henceforth, another factor that Japan's aging population affects is the result of small businesses becoming unsuccessful or not finding success at all. As businesses are unable to find success due to the lack of workers, as majority of the population are 65 or 65 are unable to work, and also due to a high unemployment rate and a high volume of unsuccessful businesses, it has resulted in Japan being one of the countries in bankruptcy. Furthermore, Japan is also unable to refurb and re-innovate the landmarks and landscape within the country itself due to no construction workers. The reason for no construction workers is because most of the citizens, and again, are over 65 or at the age of 65, who are unable to fulfill labour work and unable to refurb and innovate the ideas for the country.
Okay, so as the economy becomes more modernised and continuous changes occur to better the standards of living, the subject on world ageing is always frowned upon due to rapidly increasing. Where it stands currently is that there are a few countries who are still able to maintain changes without those changes having an effect on the lifespan of us humans. For example, countries such as Japan, Italy and Greece are all able to avoid these issues due to these countries having a high percentage of their citizens living over 65 years of age. Data that was stated by the World Health Organization argued that by 2050 there should be an expected 2 billion citizens across the world that are expected to live over 60 years of age. As said before, within the world constantly changing, this figure is said to be more than 3 times the figure recorded in 2000.
In some cities in Italy, there's the government helping individuals in order to regenerate the youth population so that the economy of Italy can become better and the employment rate goes higher. Henceforth, the value of the goods in the country will be good. And here you can see a comparison of all the population over 65 years in each country. United Kingdom being third, Japan being the highest, and Italy being the third.
In conclusion, we believe that the population has a huge effect on businesses and how these businesses operate within the country. Also, in all of the countries that we mentioned by us, there is a huge decrease in the birth rate in each country.
Many governments' position in each country try and support individuals in regenerating a younger population and generation in order to help the country's economy and business too.
We hope you enjoyed our presentation.
Thank you so much.